What's up, real ones? It's your host, Ruben. I don't dodge the tough questions, and I'm never afraid to speak the truth. If you're new here, welcome. We celebrate stories, unpack the hard stuff, and talk about the things that actually shape us. So take a breath and lean in. This is Getting Real. Getting Real. Getting Real. What is up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of Getting Real with Ruben. I think I say this every episode, but I really mean it today. I am so excited about this episode. But before we get into it, something that is weighing on me in my heart before we talk to our guests is you never know what someone is going through. And I've been experiencing this on my own personal journey, as far as just seeing it on in an outer way, if you will. I think that far too many times we're judgmental, or we think we know the whole story, and we never know the full story, whether it be financially, mentally, physically. And I think I've started the podcast off a couple of times talking about giving grace to people. But even if you've gone through something similar, you've never gone through the exact same thing that a person is going through. So if you know anyone in your life, whether it be your best friend or your enemy, you need to make sure you're checking in, or at least acknowledging the fight and the struggle and the journey that these people are going through, because we wouldn't wish any hope against someone. We don't want, especially in the climate these days, we don't want to make it a normal thing to wish bad upon someone, right? We always want the best for everyone, even if we don't agree with them. So with that being said, before we start with our guest today, here is a word from our sponsor. Surprise! I am the sponsor of today's video. It just went hand in hand with Kristi being on today's episode. So I am here to remind everyone that Diabetes is a Drag is November 7th. The event starts at 8 p.m. at the Grand Event Center. Kristi will be hosting. We have Natasha Capri, Zaire York, Diamond Dior, Honey Andrews, Naomi Evans. We have the best performers in Texas. It is the Black Eleganza. So come wear your best all black glam. We do have some preferred seats available and general admission, and you can get all the ticket information at the link right here on your screen, or if you're listening, in the description box. So yeah, thanks for listening, and let's get on with the episode. All right, so now I get to introduce today's guest. If you don't know this woman, you have been living under a rock. San Antonio, dare I say, the culture that is in 2025 is built around one of the pillars that she has created, as far as inclusion and fun and all around just feel good vibes. She is known as the most expensive water in San Antonio. So without further ado, welcome, Kristi. Hi, Ruben. Hi. So let me give the viewers, or if you're listening on another platform, some backstory. I text you like a month ago, maybe, saying like
to do this.
Yeah, to do this. Saying like, hey, like, do you want to do this? And correct me if I'm wrong. You were kind of like,
I was real hesitant because I was in the middle of like treatment and all of that. So there was days that I didn't want to respond to people.
Yeah.
But I like at some point in the day I would, and it's just like I didn't want to do anything.
Yeah. You were.
So it was very like I want to, but I don't know when,
and I don't know how I'm gonna feel on that day or whatever.
Yeah.
It's important for me to tell you. I've told you this off camera, but it's important for me to tell you that like the way that I introduced you is like being a pillar of the city. Like that's a thing. Like you know that, right? Like I think that. As a performer, as like a public figure, I think you think that you have to be superhuman and you have to be Kristi Waters all the time. But at least for those of us that know real life, know that that's not normal to expect that from someone, you know what I mean? So I say that to say is today I want you to be able to like breathe in and know that the people that are watching and listening, there are going to be the haters out there, right? We know that they exist sometimes in our close circles. But today I wanted to give you the opportunity to just talk about things that I don't think publicly have talked about much, and give some insight and hope to people that have gone through the same thing you've gone through. So that brings me to my first question, though.
Yes, I'm gay.
Yeah. Do you know? Leaving the stage, or let's talk about prior to your diagnosis and prior to taking your break, you were solely doing shows only at, let's be honest, that is your home bar, right? Mm-hmm. That is where you have a lot of events. Talk to me about the drag community. Talk to me about performing in San Antonio over the last, you've been doing it for so long, but specifically.
It'll be 20 years on the 27th of October.
Wow. Oh, you know what?
My little Kristi Waters birthday.
Wow.
Well, the Halloween bash, but like Kristi's birthday is October 27th.
Wow. Funny how the world works. You're coming back. So okay, so 20 years though. But I would say in the past, I mean, since I've known you, right? I feel like in the past 5 or 6 years, there was a shift, right? Like it was, I know you've won competitions before and you got catapulted. And then at one point you were the host at Paramore. And then now you're the host at Let's Be Honest. And it's, dare I say, fight me if you want, but the best drag show is when whatever show you are a part of. No shade to any of the other performers, but you make the show, right? Your hosting alone is out of the world. So within the last 5 to 6 years, what have you seen as far as the trajectory? What have you seen change? What has been helping Kristi Waters evolve? Like, I would imagine it's your fans, the people that support you, but take me along that journey. What has changed so much?
I mean, I think it all starts with the audience, like the community that comes to the shows. And I've always tried to make it a safe space for them. Wherever I do a show, whether it's Let's Be Honest or at a different bar or at a restaurant or wherever. I mean, I've done shows in backyards and I lost a nail during the interview.
It wouldn't be real. It wouldn't be real if you didn't lose a fucking nail
the whole time. But I think it's the audience that really makes Kristi who she is, or who has made Kristi who she is. And I kind of have to like give them the praise, you know, for allowing me to be who I want to be.
Do you, when you're at home and you're out of drag, this is probably a silly question, but when you're out of drag, this is, when you're Kristi on stage, I would imagine it's obviously an elevated version, right? But when you're at home and you're just with your people, right, like your besties, is this the same persona we get when you're out of drag? No, right? I knew that answer, but like
I'm kind of shy, like out of drag. I kind of just stay in my little corner and or with whoever I'm with. Like if we go out, I'm fun with them, whoever I'm with. I'm loud and whatever because I know them and they know me. But if it's like in a group setting, like with other people that they know Kristi but they don't know outside of it, I'm kind of just in the corner. And a lot of people want me to be on all the time. And it's tiring. It's like, no, I don't want to do that. That's come to the show. Come see me at the show. See me in my realm
and your element.
And outside of it, I just kind of want to be past the chips.
Well, and does some of that come from, because essentially this is your job, right? So like in a non-negative way, in a non-negative way, it's almost like I'm not getting paid for that right now. Like essentially, right? Like I would imagine, like it's like asking a singer or celebrity to go on and do a free number on stage when you're Beyonce. Like, no, I'm not getting paid. Essentially, this is a persona that is still real. It's who you are. It's just elevated, right? And I would imagine it's more of like a Sasha Fierce moment, right? Like when you put the wig on and the makeup, now you've transformed and then you feel comfortable being this.
And I feel like with everything on, it's like wearing a mask. Like I feel like it's my little superhero, my cape, that I can, do what I want to do without judgment, without whatever. And then without it, it's kind of just like, I don't have my safety net. So that's how I feel. But again, like with people that I know, it's same on and off stage for them. But it's like when it's people that I don't, if you're just have been to the show once and you're at a bar, or if I'm at a bar that I'm not in drag, I don't want to be on. Let the girls that are on stage be on. Going to like, if I go to the Peg and the show's on and I just want to sit and enjoy it. That's all I want to do. Let them have their moment. When I'm on stage, let me have my moment. I feel like that's how a lot of people should feel when they go to different shows. Like give those girls their stage. Let them have their time.
It's funny you say that, because like now that I know you on a more personal level, when I go to the show, I watch other people, but not that I don't take you serious, but like I feel like I know you outside of the Kristi Waters, right? Like as much as I possibly can. So like when I'm watching you, it's actually a funner experience for me, because I'm laughing at your jokes and all your antics, but then I'm looking around at everyone else, and not that I'm not looking at you like you're my superhero, but because you are. But like when I look at other people, I'm like, wow, like look at I know Kristi at her heart. But then I'm seeing these other people who don't know you. It's their bachelorette party or whatever, right? and they are just in awe of you. And I just like to see, I can see, like, you'll make, if I'm sitting with Cassandra or someone, like, and you kind of make the look at them and that you kind of break character to talk to them. It's fun to see that, where back in the day when I would see you perform, I never caught that because I was like them. I was like, oh my God. Like, so I say all that to say is that the people tell you not to meet your heroes or meet the people that you look up to because they're not who you think they are. And again, not blowing smoke up your ass because we're on camera. I've told you this many a times before, but like, truly, it's so cool to see, like, oh damn, like she really is a rad person outside of all the stuff, right?
Thank you.
So let's get real.
I will say the hardest shows to do are the ones where it's all my friends.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It's easier to do a show with people that I don't necessarily know because they don't know me.
Yeah.
But when it's a whole bunch of people that I know, it's harder to rip into someone or make fun of because I know you and I don't want to like...
You're not trying to go into that filing cabinet of things that it's easy to go to because you know them so well. Oh shit, I never thought about that.
So it's always been like when I do like shows that are like that it's a lot of people that I just know personally, it's a lot harder.
And do you get stressed about it a little bit? You're like, fuck.
No, I kind of I try to like find the people that I don't know.
Yeah, and pick on them hard.
I go with them and and I try to make it fun that way.
Yeah.
For then the people that do know me, that do know the jokes that I say normally.
Yeah.
That it's new to them in a way too.
True. Do you, so we're going to talk about your break, right? And go into that. But prior to, I've talked to a lot of different, and I say people in our community, right? So the LGBTQ community, do you feel specifically in our city, do you feel like we are moving backwards or forward in the sense of the camaraderie and the lifting up each other? Because in our culture, specifically Latinos in general, right, since San Antonio has a huge demographic of it, but just in performers community, sometimes it can be a little daunting, right? It can be, there's friendly competition, there's ugly competition. Do you feel like we're kind of on a come up of everyone's kind of the camaraderie kind of there, it's a vibe? Or do you think in the entertainment industry, it's just kind of is what it is, and there's always going to be that like kind of push and pull?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like in everyday life, right, there's going to be drama, no matter what, and there's going to be dramatics in every kind of field, whether it's real estate, performance, singers, or whatever. There's going to be drama, no matter what, right? But I think at the heart of it, there's always community. There's always going to be some sort of community. And there's always the one or two bad seeds that you just kind of have to deal with.
Yeah. Until they weed themselves out. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think as long as the way I've in the past couple years, I used to be that one online and talk. Can we cuss?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I was the one that was online talking shit.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be the first one to go in there and I'm going to put my remark and and I want to be in the drama. And I think in the past couple of years, I've just kind of like, who cares?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't do me any good, to be a part of someone else's drama. Like I need to be in, it doesn't help your character or your energy, I would say, at all. If it has nothing to do with you, why are you worried about it? But yeah, I used to be that real like, and I think it also came with my age. I was young, I was stupid, and I think everybody has to grow up at some point. And I think the past couple of years, I've grown up a lot, and the past
year,
6 months, 7 months that I've been dealing with this, or it's been a year in reality, since everything started. I've grown up a lot, and I've learned that your personal energy and your space is very precious.
Yeah. Yep.
And you can't let stress or dramaticness or
like outside energy.
Like take you down. Like it really weighs heavy on your heart, on your soul. And I've learned that it just, who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares what someone thinks? Who cares what somebody online that you've never met, that lives in another city or another state, thinks about you?
Yep.
If they're online saying, "Oh, you look fat," or "You look stupid," or "You're a man," yes, I'm all three of those things. Like, I get it. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't do me any good. It doesn't do you any good to, online. It doesn't make doesn't make you any better.
Yeah, I think it's funny you say that because being an outsider, we have diabetes as drag every year. We're like 5 years in now, and just knowing the ins and outs, right? Again, to your point, there's going to be energies, different types of energies in every industry, right? But one thing that I noticed was in the performance energy, and when it comes to drag queens and drag performers, right? There's a lot of big personalities, but you just hit the nail on the head. It seems like I say we as a community don't give grace to maybe young Kristi. Of course, young Kristi was probably a little bit more, quote unquote, right, reckless with her words or whatever you were explaining. And my point is that, like, if we just don't judge each other for how we acted back then and know that we all grow, we would all be fine and dandy across the board in this whole world, right?
Yeah.
And I think that, I think we just need to match each other's energies, like in the sense of with Kristi, right? With Kristi Waters, if there is someone that back in the day, right, had a negative experience for whatever reason, because of outside forces or whatever the case, it's important to know that was then and this is now, essentially, right? Point blank, period. But I do want to talk about your diagnosis. That was the main reason I wanted to bring you here, because in private conversations, you and I have talked about it weighs a lot. It's heavy because you were catapulted into this poster child of having cancer, right? And now you're fighting cancer. And on top of fighting it and going to treatments and doing all the things, now you're this poster child where you are going through something similar to someone's son, daughter, niece, grandma, grandpa, uncle, cousin, whoever it may be. And they trauma dump, or they come and they talk to you and ask, "Oh my God, well, so-and-so died from this." Like, and immediately is putting this unintentionally doing it, it's kind of putting this bad energy on you of like, oh shit, well, am I going to die? You know what I mean? Because so-and-so died, right? So take me back, because all we know as a public is the announcement. We know that the announcement came via the news, via you, right? Those were the first times that we heard about it. You, and then all of a sudden you were on every outlet possible. You were on KSAT, you were on Ken's, you were on Univision, you were on the Current, I mean, everything. So take me back to the day you got the news, before the world knew, when you found out. What was the feeling? How did you find out? Where were you? What did that look like for you?
Yeah, I knew like 3 weeks before I announced it.
Okay.
And I was still working.
Okay.
And doing shows, and flew to New York, and I did a show in New York.
Yeah.
And thankfully I got to work with Visit San Antonio, and they flew me to New York to go perform. Oh, yeah. And that was a week and a half after my initial surgery.
Okay.
When they found it, the mass. And I said, no, I can't, in my mind, I can't let anybody down. Mm-hmm. I can't not go. Yeah. I have to go.
They were advising you not to go.
No, I worked very close with the doctor that I have, and I told him everything, and I said, look, I have this trip coming up. I'm supposed to go. Like, am I allowed to go? Can I go? Is it smart to go? And he's like, if it's up to you, like, essentially, like, if you feel up to it, you can go, like, you can do it. And at the time, I had no pain. I had no like symptoms, I guess you could say. I had the open wound from the surgery and everything, and I kept it clean, and you know what you're supposed to do. And Cassandra and Jamie went with me, and Aaron, DJ Vitamin A, went with me to the trip. So they kind of like kept an eye on me and made sure that everything was okay. And I was walking with my little cane and everything, and so I felt still superhuman. I felt like I'm fine. And at that point, I didn't know if it was cancer yet. Okay. I was in the middle of, we don't know what anything is. Okay. There's a mass that's there.
And it could be.
And
it could not be.
When I woke up from surgery, the first thing the doctor said was it's cancer. Okay. And mind you, I was rushed to the hospital, had the surgery, like an emergency surgery, was passed out for a day and a half. People were coming in and out. I didn't know who, like, friends had come, and I'm like, what is going, like, whatever. Then when I finally woke up, the doctor comes in and says, it's cancer, and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think Jamie and Cassandra were there. My brother was there. My mom was still up on the way from Corpus. Mm-hmm. And I'm just freaking out.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know why I'm in here. Mm-hmm. I don't know, And then the nurse, funny thing is, a shout out to Landmark on Presidio Parkway, Methodist. The floor that I was on, the nurses knew who I was.
Oh, cool.
So when I was put into the room, they had my legal name on the, I had to like, welcome.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing that. And then when I woke up, it said, welcome, Kristi. So somebody, one of the nurses there knew, and then they were calling me Kristi the whole time. And one of the directors of the floor is a good friend that he would check up on me every day, and he was coming in and send me flowers. And so it felt like I was safe.
Okay.
And it was weird because it's something that I never expected to.
It was more outer body.
Yeah, like it was a lot of like, this is not supposed to happen to me.
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to do this. Like, this is not my journey. This is not where I'm supposed to be. And I'm supposed to be on stage and, not doing this. We talked to the doctor, and he's like, as long as you feel okay, like, it's essentially up to you.
Yeah.
So I went, still not knowing what it was, came back. And I think it was that week that I found out that it was cancer. It was weird. It was, in my mind, your life is over. It's
everything we're taught, right? That cancer is.
Well, I feel like a lot of people don't really know how we see it in the movies.
Correct. I was just going to say
we see it in TV shows, and to me, what we see in movies and TV is nothing
like reality
at all of what it is.
Wow.
It's skimmed over the surface. You have cancer. You're bald. You're this. I can't move. Mm-hmm. It's that. It's. I feel like people don't know the real inside of it. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I told myself going through all of this that I want to be somebody that is a voice for it now. Mm-hmm. I didn't want it. I didn't want this at all. I didn't want to be the voice for it. I didn't want, because it's a touchy subject. Yeah. It's scary. It's serious, and I'm supposed to be the fun one and make you laugh and, but it's tough.
Yeah.
It was.
And do you, when you found out, okay, so you went to New York, you come back, the treatment, I mean, we've talked off camera, but I kind of want to talk through, it's not just sign up for treatment and get it.
No.
I had no idea. So those of you watching or listening, from what Kristi has explained to me is that you don't just, I'm going to get chemotherapy, and you sign up and you get your appointment and you go and you start your chemo.
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah, there's a wait list for it, essentially, right?
So when we got the first diagnosis that it was cancer, they were like, okay, you're on a waiting list for when we have a spot. And I'm just like, I don't have time to wait. Like, because in my mind, it's going to spread. Mm-hmm. It's going to get bigger. It's going to do this. I'm going to get sicker. I'm going to die.
Yeah.
I need it tomorrow. Like, why can't we start tomorrow? And it's kind of a thing that there's so many people going through it that there's no space, for people to get their treatment. So it's very a waiting game.
Yeah.
How
long was the wait for you from?
It was supposed to, from when they told me and when I announced it, all that was about 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks.
Okay.
Then I announced it, and then I still was on another like week long. It was supposed to be 2 weeks, but then they were like, we have an opening. Okay, it's at 8 a.m. Be here. And
wow. So essentially you waited almost a month to start the treatment from when we figured out it was cancer. Almost a month.
Yeah. And then when they said, we have an opening, come now, this is the day, get here. And it's going to be every day for 30 days. So be here at 8 a.m. every morning.
Oh, that is your spot.
Yeah,
8 a.m.
You can't change it. And in my mind, I'm like, I don't want to do it at 8 a.m. I don't want to have to get up and do it. And then I realized that was the best time because I was able to get up, do it, go home, and just be in bed all day.
Recoup, yeah.
And then I look back and I'm like, if I would have had it at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon or something, I would have hated every day waiting all day long to go and do it. And then come back home and be waiting all night long again to do it again the next day. It's like a mind fuck.
Yeah.
Because they, even the doctors, I feel like they don't tell people necessarily like how bad it's going to be because they don't want to scare people.
Right.
If I knew going into it what I know now, I would have never done it.
Really? And let me ask you, and you talked about the glamorization of it. So is it because you think you're just going to be hooked up to this machine and they're pumping things, but you're feeling it, I would imagine, I don't know, but I would imagine the second you're hooked up to the things you're hooked up to.
Well, thankfully mine wasn't as intense as other people's can be. Every treatment is different for every person. Okay. It's kind of specialized and created for you and your body.
Wow.
And the type of cancer that you have, it's all different. So depending on what somebody has, it's going to be a different treatment. They're going to have more doses or like a higher dose of the chemo and longer sessions or whatever. Mine was a lower dose, but it was a take-home pump that I had to be attached to.
Okay.
And it was I had 2 rounds of it, and it was a 4-day long pump.
Okay.
That sat on my chest, and I had the IV, and I had to carry around a bag with me.
So you don't go every day?
Not for the chemo. The radiation was every day.
Got it.
And for me, the radiation was worse than the chemo.
Okay.
And in my mind, the chemo should have been worse than the radiation because I thought, chemo is what you see online or and that it's people lose their hair and that's what you lose the hair from. It's not the disease that you lose it from. It's the medicine that's killing everything essentially, that makes you lose your hair and this and that. It's a weird sensation in your hands, and they say you get it in your hands and your feet. I only got it in my hands and on my leg. You feel like you go numb. But you never fully go numb. It's that tingling sensation that's like right before you go numb. Yeah. That's just there and you can't get rid of it. And I had it in my leg for the longest time, and it gets to the point where it hurts.
Yeah, and it's constant.
And you can't do nothing. Like you can't shake it off. Like you can shake it off like when you're
give it a couple minutes and it'll go away.
Like your hand's going numb because you're sleeping on it, and you shake it and it comes back. Right? Can't do that. It's just there.
It is,
and you have to just deal with it.
Which is also a mindfuck.
Yeah. There was days that I physically couldn't get out of bed, but I had to because of radiation.
Right. You had to get up and drive. Oh, you didn't drive, obviously. But.
Thankfully, my mom has been like my biggest nurse.
Yeah.
Like, and she didn't even expect to have this happen and like uproot her life and come over here and do all this. But it's been
a whirlwind, to say the least. Are you okay with talking about the type of cancer that you have?
I've never said it. I don't want to.
Yeah.
But it's a tough one.
Okay. Yeah. And with that being said, you were type 3. You were stage 3. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And funny enough, you always think the wordings of stages mean how horrible it is.
That's what I thought.
It's not. It just depends on where it kind of reaches in your body. Oh. And the reason mine was stage 3 is because it reached my lymph nodes.
Oh.
That's why it was stage 3. And thankfully the doctor that I have, he tells you everything in doctor terms. Mm-hmm. And it goes over your head. You don't know what they're saying. And then he goes, I get it. You don't know what I mean. Mm-hmm. I'm going to tell you again, but in something that you'll understand. Yeah. And he showed us pictures of this is what it could look like, and this is what it looks like, and that So I'm very thankful for my team over there because they were so helpful with the knowledge of what was going on in my body.
Wow.
Or still kind of like whatever.
Okay, so you took the break, right? And you had your final show that at the Woodlawn Theater. And I remember when I went, and it was really beautiful. One thing, and I'm not going to make you answer this. I'm going to make a statement here. But one thing I noticed being at this show, being in the industry, being in the community, knowing who you're connected with in our city in general, I was kind of surprised. There were so many people there, but so many people that I thought were going to be there weren't there. No names, just making a statement. But that leads me to my next thing of when it comes to stepping away from the stage, is there anything that you revealed to yourself about yourself or just about your support system? Because again, from the outside looking in, it felt like, man, and I know everyone has lives and I know everyone has obligations and all the things, but I'm just curious to know, you said you had your mom, you said you've had, I know Cassandra and Jamie, the real estate dolls. Hey, I know they were there. You have your small circle, but I'm just wondering, there had to have been reflection. There had to have been.
Yeah.
So what was the reflection that you kind of underwent when all this took place?
Well, that night it was kind of like, it was a lot to take in. And it wasn't until like a couple days later, I really like sat back and I was like, oh my God, this was something big.
Yeah.
I didn't expect the support or the reaction that I got from everything. I knew there was going to be some kind of support, right? I knew there was going to be some sort of reaction. I didn't expect it to be what it was.
Yeah.
I couldn't fathom that, at all, because I know I have support from the community.
Yeah.
And I'm very thankful for that. I'm very humbled by all of that. But there was so much more those couple days after I announced everything, and then my final kind of like days of shows that I had never gotten ever really before.
Yeah.
So it kind of like opened my eyes a little bit more about, the community and everything. Because I know the support, or I should say, I knew that the support was there before all of this. Going into all of this now, I have a whole new perspective on
outlook.
how,
even appreciation, I would imagine.
Just how big the support is.
Yeah,
for something so silly as doing drag.
I mean, you say silly, but
that's how I've always seen it. And I think I've explained, like, I think to you and on other things before, that I've always said that I have the dumbest job in the world.
Oh yeah.
And I get up every day, I dress up as a woman, I lip sync to other people's music, and I make jokes.
Yeah.
It's the dumbest job in the world, right? But it's become something that other people see themselves in, whether it's drag or not.
Yeah.
They can see themselves in somebody that's human, I guess now, because before it was very different.
Yeah. Do you, speaking of that, do you feel like, you said you had like a different outlook. Do you see success differently now, I would imagine? Because before, I would imagine Kristi was just on this uphill journey of like fighting to get to whatever that goal is of yours, right? Whether you've reached it or not.
Yeah, it was always the next show, the next show, the next show.
Yeah, and then the current comes the next year and you're campaigning, and then you did Riverwalk. I mean, you've done so many different things, which is, if you really, when we were going through for your final show or the show before your break, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to say something here that I haven't told you. So my husband and I, we got the photos printed of you. And I was struggling with it because I was like, I hadn't talked to you about it. We had that FaceTime chat the night, a couple nights before, whatever. But I was like, I told David, I was like, the pictures that you chose, I felt like I was in your head. And I was like, excuse my language, but I was like, this bitch is acting like she's dying. Like, I was thinking in my head, and I don't want to overstep and say that you were thinking this, but from the outside looking in, when we received the photos that you wanted printed, I was like, she's picking iconic photos throughout her recent career as if this is going to be the end. I don't think that that's what you were choosing. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. I think you were, obviously part of it was to just showcase what you've done, right? But if I were Kristi in Kristi's shoes and she thought the way Ruben did, I was thinking like, I hate this, which is why I didn't go in on you, but when we were on our FaceTime call, I was like, this is part of your journey, right? Like, that you were given this because if anyone can handle it, it's you. Because I had this overwhelming conviction in my heart that I was like, I hope she doesn't think that this is the end. So now I ask you, at that show, at your final show, was that ever something that you battled of like, this could be the last time? Or were you confident like, nah, I'm gonna get through it because of whatever your doctors had told you?
It was a little bit of both. Ooh.
It's okay.
It was more of like, I knew I was going to be okay, but a part of me was like, it could be over.
Yeah.
So I never thought of it like that when I was putting the pictures.
Okay, good.
Because I knew at some point I would come back.
Yeah.
I didn't know when.
Yeah.
Because like I guess a couple weeks prior to everything, I was super like deep diving into videos and like, what does cancer look like and what is going to happen? And so it was a lot of like different emotions and things and thank you. Sorry. Thank you. That I was going through.
Yeah.
But I didn't know how to explain it to anybody. Like my mom or anybody. Like I just had to, in my mind, you have to fix it. You have to deal with it. Thankfully, my mom, my brother, the girls, Jamie and Cassandra, Aaron, were literally at almost every appointment that I went to. And I think they were the ones that were kind of keeping me sane.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've like fully broken down about everything, because it was so like go to radiation, do it, get better.
Yeah.
Because I have to get better for everybody else. But there was moments that it was like, it's over.
Yeah.
The pain is no joke of going through everything. But it was a lot of, I have to fight to make everything
back to normal.
Yeah.
On that note, I think that because of just I know you outside of this, is that you're the fixer. You, when it comes to you're always in charge. That's just by design, by your heart, which is why I told you like this is just what it is, because Kristi's strong enough to handle it. Unfortunately, some of us are just that way. But with that being said, because you're just so always in charge, you think you have to babysit everyone, or you have to be the breadwinner, or you have to make sure that someone is getting paid, or you have to make sure mom's okay, right? Because mom's not a spring chicken anymore, right? Like the roles reverse so you probably went from being your mom's support system to now she has to be there for you. And in our culture, it's not taught that way. We have to be there for our parents because they've done so much for us, right? So, but and this will take time for you to work through. But I think the more that people like us can tell you, like, that's okay, that's what mom's for, right? Like mom is still able to, you're blessed to be able to have mom still here. Otherwise, you know what I mean? What if things were different? I would imagine that carries weight on you, because you're like, you had to uproot your mom and she came over here. And like you said, you've mentioned it a couple of times already that she wasn't expecting to deal with that. And I think these are all things that the outside world, all we saw was your face on the current. All we saw was you being the spokesperson for
the
cancer.
Glamorous side of it.
the glamorous side. So, which is another reason why I wanted you here, because I felt like whether it be people that support you or people that are on just not even in your network, right? That don't even know who you are yet. I think it's important to know that there is a human face to this shitty ass disease that you can get. And then it also doesn't leave anyone out, right? Meaning cancer can happen to anyone,
anybody,
however,
at any age. It doesn't care who you are,
right,
or how strong you are, or if you're someone in the community or a celebrity. It doesn't care.
Yeah, and now looking back, before we switch gears a little bit, now looking back, is there anything you would have done differently with any of the rollout, or I say call it a rollout, excuse me, with the announcement or even with your initial appointments? Is there anything that you learned, okay, I will never do that again when it comes to just the whole journey with cancer?
I don't think I would change how I like announced everything or did everything like that. I would change from the initial moment when I felt something wrong.
Okay.
I didn't go to the doctor. I thought it's going to go away. I'm not going to, I'm fine. Like nothing. I think we all kind of think that way. Like, oh, it'll pass. It's a little pain. I'll take an Advil. It'll pass. If I knew back then what I know now,
right,
I would have gone to the doctor right away and said, something's wrong, fix it.
Wow. And how long was it that you were struggling with that when you felt the first pain?
It was back in like May of 2024.
So a whole year ago.
A whole year
before you
that I just kept putting the pain off. And the pain was there, and I would, just take an Advil, take an aspirin, or whatever, and keep pushing. Do the show.
And would it relieve you for a little bit? The medicine, okay.
It would get me through the show, the day. And I didn't tell anybody because I was embarrassed. I didn't have the funds at the time to go to the doctor. I didn't have insurance. So I thought, I can't go to the doctor. I don't have insurance. Like, there's no way I can go. And and I thought, I'm going to go and I'm going to be in debt for the rest of my life and, this and that. And again, if I knew now what I knew back then, I would have just gone. They can't turn you away. Mm-hmm. They're going to bill you. Yeah. You don't got to pay it. Exactly. If you can pay it, pay your bill. But they can't turn you away because you don't have money. Mm-hmm. They're going to fix you. They're going to help you, make sure that you don't die. Yeah. Do everything they can do to, help you. But if I could go back,
that was what you would change. Mm-hmm. So those of you that are watching or listening,
whatever hurts, go get it checked.
And this is also what I was talking about at the beginning of the episode. When you don't know what someone's going through, if you saw Kristi back in May of 2024 or anytime after that, like you would have never have known. And so that's just crazy to me that
I don't even think the girls knew at the time that I was going through a pain or something, and I didn't tell anybody. Yeah. And it wasn't until I think October when I started to physically was moving different that that they were like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, ugh, I guess I'll tell you. Wow. And then but then it was just kind of like, I can't go and I can't do it. So.
And shout out to Jamie, if I'm not mistaken, and Cassandra too. But Jamie, I think, is the one who opened your eyes and helped you get set up with everything you needed.
Jamie was the one that said, "We're in the hospital, in bed, hooked up to everything." After they said you've got cancer, when they didn't know what anything was, she said, "We're getting you on insurance right now. We're gonna put in." I'm in the bed, literally, I don't know my birthday, and she got me on insurance.
Wow! Shout out to you, Jamie. I don't care what Cassandra says about you. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so let's change the momentum a little bit because I don't want you crying the whole time.
Okay.
So let's talk about Kristi. She is the star. Let's just call it that. And you're not saying it, but I am. You're the star of the San Antonio Strip. I'm just gonna say it. So with that being said, comes a lot with it. Meaning a lot of requests for performances. I would imagine you're getting people asking, can you perform my brother's birthday? Can you do this? Can you do that? What has been one of your favorite performances to date that you can remember that has maybe brought joy to you? Or maybe
all pre-cancer or
I know, right? Oh, here it comes. Here they come.
Well, I don't.
And you can name a few. I'm just curious to know because I only see you at bars and then Diabetes is a Drag. But I've seen you in backyards, walking on the ledge of a pool. I've seen you in New York. I mean, all the things. New York, I would imagine, is one of your big ones. That was cool.
Yeah, I don't know if I can name just one. Yeah. But I will say I'm very lucky to able to have a lot of or to have done a lot of the performances that I've done. I mean, I've performed on the Riverwalk. I've performed at the Tobin, at the Majestic. Not the Majestic. That's on my bucket list.
You haven't done the Majestic yet?
Not yet. I've done the Empire, the Aztec. New York, Vegas, LA, Dallas, Houston. I mean, I'm very fortunate enough to have done a lot in my career.
I mean, you're connected. This is the other thing that really pisses me off about this entertainment industry here. Is what really pisses me off is you're well connected, meaning I have seen so many people mention you. I've seen, I mean, there's Georges from RuPaul's Drag Race all the way to, like Ada Vox has mentioned you. And then through Georges, I've seen, who was it that mentioned your name? And I was like, RuPaul Global All-Stars winner, Dallas. Alyssa Edwards. So again, those are just a few. I'm not huge in all the queens. I don't know everyone, but it blows my mind that everybody knows you probably 10 times over than what I even knew. So I guess that's the bone I have to pick is I'm like, how come Kristi ain't on that level? But then getting to know you, I'm like, not that that's not your goal, but, and no offense to any of those other queens, but you're a different human. Your reason.
Trust me, I would love to be.
I know that, but
on Drag Race.
but at your core, even just, I guess I'm just going off of perception. When I see other performers, and not just because I know you as a human, your missions is just different. Yeah. So why? Like, you're from Corpus. Did you grow? What was your upbringing like? Like, I don't even think I know that about you. Like,
super in the church.
Okay.
Go to church every Sunday. I was in Catholic school. I was in Catholic school from elementary all the way up until freshman, junior. What is it? Freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. Till my sophomore year, and then my junior and senior year, I went to a public school, and it was because I was from elementary until sophomore, constantly picked on in a Catholic school. And
picked on why?
Because I was gay.
Okay, so
well,
I didn't know you were gay.
I didn't know I was
you were
gay,
just more like
but
girly.
I was one of these, you know,
same.
and they knew I was gay before I knew I was gay. But it was constantly picked on I was thrown in a trash can. I was pushed in the girls' restroom, like just typical
bully shit.
Yeah. And I think at some point me and my parents talked, and it was I don't want to go here anymore because I'm always picked on. And finally they were like, well, we'll put you in public school, but it's gonna, in our minds, it was gonna be worse. You know. And I thought, what's worse than this? And funny thing is, going from Catholic school to public school, it was a whole change. I was friends with everybody. I was in everyone's clique and group, and I wasn't picked on as much. Yeah. I mean, I was still probably picked. I don't, remember any horror stories.
At that age, that happens no matter what.
To everybody. And I feel like everybody, even the bullies, got picked on.
Of course.
But it was such a switch from where you're supposed to be safe in Catholic school and everyone's nice and proper and it was completely opposite.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? It's so reassuring and cool to hear that you had a conversation with your parents. Because, like, for me, same story, same exact story. I didn't go to Catholic school.
I think I broke down and cried to them that I was so over being picked on.
Yeah. So for me, like, I didn't tell them, like, and my parents worked at my middle school. They knew. They just didn't tell me that they knew. But like, I was taking it till I made it. I would be like, hey, mom, we're all going to the movies. Can you drop me off? Ain't no one at that movie theater. It was just me. But my point is that it's cool that you felt comfortable enough, and you were, like, I guess, broken down enough to say, like, get me out of here.
I think I would come home crying every day.
Okay.
Just because of how, like, tortured I was, basically.
And so you were brought up by mom and dad? And how many siblings do you have?
I have an older brother and older sister.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much? Like, way older, or y'all are pretty close in age?
My brother's 10 years older than me, and then my sister's like 8 years older than me, something like that.
So then, going back to my question, then what fuels then this? Because again, it's hard to even put a finger on it, because it's like when you go to a Kristi show, yeah, you're gonna get ridiculed, and it's all part of the fun and games, but there's still this like, this like homey, relatable feeling. It's not just like, cussing and like crazy. It's like this homey feeling.
It's taken me a very long time to figure out how to read people without offending people. Yeah. I always start the show with making fun of myself, Like even this past week, I made fun of my cancer.
Yeah, I remember.
And everybody was like,
yeah, the crowd said.
I was like, no, like I can make the joke because I'm going through it, you know, and I'm going to make fun of myself because that's my way of dealing with it. My way of dealing with pain and trauma is to make fun of it.
Yeah.
To laugh at it because that's all you can do.
Yeah.
Are you going to sit in your room and cry all day? Yeah, you could.
Probably, yeah.
But what would make you feel better is let me make fun of the fact that I had cancer or I have cancer or I was picked on or I was made fun of when I was a kid. Like make fun of those things because it's better to laugh at things than to just sit and like be depressed and sorrow and poor me, I'm sad. And like, yeah, you can do that, but it's going to bring your energy down so much. And why not make your energy happy and fun by making fun of something, you know? And I've always done that. I make fun of myself in the beginning, and then I go in on people, but I never make fun of the way that they look, by like their weight, their
skin color, or whatever.
Anything that they can't physically change. Yeah. Clothing you can it's a t-shirt, right? It's that you can't physically change the way somebody looks. Yeah. And to me, when girls make fun of or anybody makes fun of somebody's physical appearance or their weight or their sex or their gender, something like that, it's kind of a touchy subject because you can't, as a person taking it, well, I can't change that. I can't change the way my smile looks or the way my body's like this. You know, and so you're making fun of the fact that I can't do anything about it. You know, so that's when people get offended by things. So when you go in on somebody just because of a stupid shirt that they have on,
or they're wearing a checkered shirt, they look like Beetlejuice or whatever.
I always try to make a reference to, like how you said Beetlejuice. Like if somebody's wearing a striped shirt, you look like Pugsley from Addams Family, you know, and then I'll call them Pugsley throughout the day. Or if they look like Britney or whatever, you make a funny reference to somebody that everybody knows to make that the joke, you know? And then I go off on that, like, when Britney had her knives.
But where do you get is humor from mom, from dad? Like, where did you get that from? Because you're funny. And witty and quick.
I remember my dad was like funny at some point, like parts. My mom's funny at some things, but they were never like
this, like the outgoing. Yeah. Which is why it makes sense though, because you outside of drag is them.
I'm shy and I'm in the corner. Yeah. But I was never the class clown.
Okay.
I was never the funny one in school, or I just did theater. I love theater, and I love I like to watch comedy shows, but I've tried to do comedy. It doesn't work for me.
Okay.
I'm more of the one that I have to be in a room with people, but I need them to talk shit back to me.
Yeah.
Because if it's a quiet, dark room and nobody's saying anything, it's kind of like, what are you doing? You know? But when I have that feedback or that kind of connection that way is what helps my craft.
Yeah, because you just go off of it like it's a tangent after.
I don't rehearse anything.
You just go.
I know that there's certain things that I do say at certain parts, like the intro, like the middle, like the end. Like there's certain things that I remember to always do.
Bring it back to,
But the middle of it, like just like shooting the shit with people. That's all just
in the moment.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I never know how a show's gonna go.
I've never been to a show that's bad of yours, ever.
I mean, I've had
you
a few
probably
bad,
feel them.
There's days that like I say a joke and nobody laughs. And I'm like, oh, stupid me. There's a stupid joke.
But like that's
then I go back to me making fun of myself.
Exactly. Like you did this on Sunday. You were like, oh, now y'all think it's like bad or whatever. You like kind of turned it around. So I again, I'm not just saying this because I'm like a huge fan of yours. I just think that I've never witnessed it. Okay, so let's talk about who Kristi is now for fun, right? I think I already know this answer. Your performer, your idol is Gaga, right? But also Britney, right? Am I correct in saying
it started with Britney as a kid?
It's evolved into Gaga in your adult years.
So Britney's always been there.
Okay,
she'll be there. Yeah.
Did you know? I didn't know that the director of Wicked is doing the Britney Spears movie. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Are you a movie? Like, do you love a movie? Are you a movie guru? Because you like theater, but that's different.
Kind of yes and no. Like, I like going to the movies. I like to watch movies. But I'm more of, if I had to choose between like if at the same time it was either a movie or going to go watch it like a live musical, I'd go watch a live musical.
Okay.
like I would spend the extra money to go watch that
in theater.
Wow. And be in theater. I like the rush of live theater because, like a drag show, anything can happen. Yeah. Anything can go wrong or go right or whatever. In a movie, this is what we want you to see. And that's it. Like Wicked. I love Wicked. Yeah. I would rather watch it on Broadway.
Yeah, of course.
I love Ariana and Cynthia. It's a great movie. It's a fabulous movie. And I'm sure the new one's going to be even better.
10 times better, yeah.
I would rather watch it on Broadway.
And I've never seen
now,
it
if
on
they
Broadway.
were on Broadway, hell
absolutely, yeah.
Because to me, anything can go wrong or anything can go right.
It's the thrill of it all.
Yeah.
And I've never seen a Broadway show besides Lion King at Majestic.
And Lion King's okay.
I thought it was fucking amazing.
Well, yeah.
So,
you know what I mean?
Like, I'm like, they come to the audience. I'm like, I didn't know we signed up for this.
And especially if that's like your first like introduction to musicals, then yeah. But I love to be in a room with hundreds of people and have that energy. Because in a movie, you have to be quiet.
Yeah.
There's no clapping.
True.
You're quiet. You listen. You watch. And you don't judge. It's very that we listen and we don't judge. But it's very like you have to be respectful, and you have to in theater. Yes, you don't talk during during a musical, but you give them that energy and
when
you clap
when a song is done or like a moment is done.
You give them something back, you know. And I like to get dressed up to go to the theater, and it's very like a fancy thing to me. When you go to the theater, you get dressed up and you get fancy and you go have a nice dinner and you go out with your friends and you go out after. And a movie's like t-shirt and sweats and I'll go. I like going to the movies. It's still an escape. Yeah. You know? But like if I had the choice between like a 3D movie and all that, I would do the 3D with the 4D and the wind blowing
and the box moving.
All of it. I want the whole experience, you know, because to me it's if I go to the movies, I can do this at home. And nowadays, you can just wait 2 weeks and then it's it's on a streaming service, you know?
Wow, I didn't know that about you. So then that makes sense. Going back to my question of where this comes from, it is your love for theater, but you found your route because you do theater. You're doing Golden Girls coming up. Like you do dabble in it still, but it sounds like you found the best of both worlds, Hannah Montana. You know what I mean? Like it feels like now it makes sense in my head, and for everyone else listening, it's like, oh. Now when I see you on stage, I'm like, it makes sense as to why even like when you did the Wicked show at Let's Be Honest, like that was your element. Your element is on the stage and hosting and performing, but your true element was when you had a theme and y'all did the numbers, and it was like from beginning to end the whole first act of the movie, if not with a couple of songs from the second act. But that now replaying that in hindsight, I'm like, oh, I'm
very the visual person. I want. If I'm doing the show, I want the lights and the smoke and the this and the that and the props and the hat and the broom. I want everything, you know. And if
you're trying to sell it,
like I want you to think this is a little mini version of the movie. Girl, we get it. You're in a bar. You're green. We get it, girl. Like no, like because it's one thing to just turn green, do the number, go off stage and go get drunk. Yeah, that's one thing, right? But then to invite a whole group of people out, or to do that, but then to hope that they show up as another thing, right? To a free show.
That is,
I can't force you to come.
They didn't pay money, so
they didn't pay money. So why? I'm not losing nothing. It's she'll probably do it again. Yep. And that's why my thing when I do these like nights, like the Chapel Roan night or Adele night or whatever, it's I want to take you away for a moment and give you an experience and something that you can remember. Because yes, I could just go on stage and do a 4-minute number and call it off and I'm going home. Like a lot of entertainers do, right? Yeah. They and that's fine. That's your element that you do your 4-minute number and I'm done, right? My thing is if I'm able to and if I can capture an audience for 20, 30 minutes and do a whole set of Chapel Roan or Kesha or whoever, and you're going to stay and watch, fuck yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to have the props and the dancers and the mics and I'm going to sing live. Yeah. You know? And it's funny that those are my funnest nights when I do like those concert nights. Because nobody else does it.
Right. And you commit.
And don't y'all try to start doing it because I'm coming back and I'm starting them up again.
I have a request, your first one.
Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah. No, you did a Kelly Clarkson one and I thought it was so good.
but it's things like that there's people that love Adele.
Yeah.
You know, and that could never afford to go or don't have the chance to go because she's not doing it anymore or whatever. And I get it. I don't look like her. I don't.
I mean, if you squint your eyes,
if you're real drunk in a smoky room at the very back of the club, I don't look like her. I don't sing at all. But it's my way of giving you something that you might not have the chance to ever go to or see, right? And it's a short little something that gets you in. You get a couple drinks. You have a good time with your friends. You know, and then I come out and I party with everybody.
Yeah. I think I like that aspect because we talked about it after the Wicked show you did. It was not that long of a show. I think it was maybe like almost 30 minutes. I think it was like 30 minutes,
yeah.
But then, and it was like, but it's smart on your end because we were all getting to the point where like,
you wanted more.
We wanted more. We're like, wait, what? It's done. And we literally were all like, oh, we want it to be longer. But we fulfilled everything we needed to see. And guess what? Everyone's asking me, hey, do you know Kristi's doing it for good? And I was like, I'm pretty sure at some point, you know?
So I've also learned you have to, it's like sex, right? Yep. You have to get them to that climax and then you stop.
Yep.
Because then they want more, you know? You can finish. Sorry, Mom, I know you're probably watching. But if you can get someone to a climax that they want more and you cut them off, they're going to come back.
Always.
They're going to come back at some point. So I've always learned with doing those kind of shows, like the Adele, Kesha, whatever, you have to build it up and then you get them to a point where it's just enough. Don't make it 45 minutes. Don't make it longer than 30. I've never done anything longer than 30 minutes. For like a one-woman show, right? Because I know that if I go any longer, they're done, they're bored. I want to go to the next bar.
Yep.
Right? I just want to dance. I want to have fun. So I've learned that, especially night shows, when they're super fucking long, people leave. So I've learned you get them in, you get them excited to the point of no return, basically, and then they stay. And then I come out and I party with everybody. And I'll dance with you and I'll drink with you and let's go over here to take pictures.
Because they haven't reached the point of like, this is boring anymore.
Because once I finish the show and they're not there, they still want
craving,
more. So I come out and I meet with people. And that's their euphoria or whatever, however you want to.
But on that note, they're also wondering, is she going to do some more? Like later, like what, we don't want to leave.
Well, a lot of the nights that I do those, I stop and it's over. We turn the lights off. It's a dance club, whatever. And people are like, do you have another number? No, I'm done. I'll take a picture with you.
See y'all next week. Wow.
Yeah. So I've learned to like how to create this feeling and in people.
And more so the hype, if you will. Like, right? Because the next time you do it, they're like, oh, dude, last time we went, it was so good. Or whatever.
And I will say, in the past couple, like, I guess a year, people have tried to do it.
Really?
I've noticed in the city.
Interesting.
And I'll say, keep on trying. No, I'm going to encourage, like, I want everyone to like find their thing, like, their thing, their niche, their whatever, because it's you that makes you great.
I was just going to say, like, I say this in a lot of real estate classes that I teach. I'll tell you everything that I do, but you can't do it like me. Yeah. And I can't do it like you, whatever that looks like, right?
I can set you up for success and tell you how to do it. And this is how I do it. And, you know, I do certain things. And then you're on your own. Yeah. If you can do it, I'll go to your show. I'll go see you. You know, that's wonderful. But I've learned, and it's taken me a very long time to master it. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of girls try, but a lot of girls don't want to put the full effort in. It's kind of just
they
like,
just want to paint green and go on and do it, right? Yeah, they're not trying to have
I just want to do my 3-minute number. I want to go get drunk, and that's okay. I'll go get drunk with you.
Yeah, go get your tips and do your thing. But then you're not going to be, no offense, but then you're not going to be Kristi Waters, right? You're not going to have your own show one day. You're not going to be hosting one of the best brunches in the town. Like, again, not to like suck you off here, but you know, I think that's important. I think that
I think like in every job, like you have to master something, right? Or whatever it is. Yeah. You know, whether it's you're a painter or a singer or a real estate agent, you have to master your craft. And you have to work on your craft. There's going to be days that I do these shows and nobody's there. I still do it. I still do it. Whether it's one person or 500 people or whatever, I still do it because that one person took their time out to come see me.
Yep.
You know, and
that one person's going to come back and have their birthday party or whatever.
And you have to like especially in this industry, because it's so like not cutthroat, but it's so like what is the word? Like not challenging, but there's competitive.
Oh, okay,
there's so many shows
that you can
on
go to.
one street that you can go to. There's at least 6 shows
happening all at one time.
All at one time. And so you have to like, what's going to make your show the show to go to?
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not saying that any show's better than anybody.
Yeah.
You know, because you can go to this show at 6 and that show at 7 and that show at 8 and that, you know, and I think with the peg, you know, everybody knows 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, right? And so they know at some point we're going to go see a show over there.
A show there,
you know, like a lot of other shows are at certain times and whatever, and then it's over. But a lot of people don't push to go to other shows. I'll do my show and I'll go down and go see a show somewhere
Every time
else.
I ask you, I'm like, what are you doing after this? You're like, oh, I think I'm going to go catch
Go walk down the street.
At Knockout or the Peg or wherever. And I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
And you probably don't really, truly, sometimes you're probably exhausted, but you're showing the support, right? Just to kind of see what's happening.
I just go see what's going on, see who's out, say hi to people.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that is what's helped me create these connections with people is not only will I perform and do this and make you feel a certain type of way, but I'm going to go with you down to the club.
Yeah.
I'm going to walk with you and we're going to go have a drink, you know, and give you a little moment and then I'll go to the next part or whatever.
That's
you know?
part of the gig. That's part of this job.
And yes, I'm not paid to do any of that. I'm not sponsored by anybody to do, you know, how everybody's like, I'm sponsored and I'm paid and I'm this and no, like it's just my way of creating an atmosphere for somebody that one has paid me
and supported you,
and supported me.
Yeah.
You know, because at some point you've come to my show and you've tipped me.
Yep.
And it's my way of kind of like, thank you.
Yeah. Without saying it, right? Like that's your give back.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we wrap up, I want to go back to, which I'm sure that's why many of you are listening or watching, because we've, by this point, marketed that Kristi Waters interview is coming out. But I want to go back to your last treatment, right? Because we've talked, and the reason I'm going back to it is because, one, I wanted to give you a little bit of a rest, but two, the viewers and listeners right now, it's kind of like I wanted to take them along the journey that it seems like you've gone on. You've had these highs and then you had a low with cancer, and like it kind of is daunting, I would imagine, in the last year. So take us back to, it sounds like it's going to be a high, but it could be a low. Your last treatment that you went to, what was that day like? Were you counting down the days? Was it like this big celebration and now you know you don't have to do it anymore? What does that journey look like now from end of treatment?
It's not glamorous at all. The last week of radiation was the toughest part of the entire treatment.
Really?
So the only way I can explain it is like, imagine going to the beach and being fully naked and getting a full sunburn on every inch of your body in places you shouldn't have a sunburn.
Yeah.
Imagine that, okay? You go home and you're burnt, you're red. Normal people would rest,
right,
and not get a sunburn again or go out, right? You say, no, fuck that. I'm going to go back again tomorrow, fully naked, and get another sunburn on top of the sunburn I already have. And then you go home again, and you say, nope, we're going back tomorrow.
Wow.
For 30 days straight, you do this. So imagine getting so much sunburn that you can't move, you can't do anything, you can't...
It hurts to breathe.
It hurts to touch. Everything is burnt.
Wow.
Everything, right? So that last week is not only are you feel physically drained, like there's nothing else you can give to anybody. There's you don't want to do anything. You don't want to watch TV. I didn't want to nothing. I didn't want to do anything. Because nothing made you feel better.
Yeah.
Right? Showering doesn't feel good. Eating doesn't feel good. Nothing, right?
Wow.
And you know that you have to drive to the hospital to go get another treatment for another 5 days, whatever the last week was. I couldn't even drive. My mom would have to drive. I'd have to lay down in the back because I hurt so much. Every bump on the road hurt, and it's like, and it's nobody's fault. Like it's just, I have to deal with it. And even the doctors or the nurses there that do the treatment are like, we can just take the day off and you can come back at the very end. No.
Yeah, we're not doing
I don't want to take a day off to prolong this. I want it done. I want to finish this to get out of here and not ever come back here again. Y'all have been great. I love y'all for helping me, but I don't want to come back here. I don't want to do this ever again. So the very last treatment, I couldn't walk. Wow. I couldn't sit down. So the only way to get into the hospital or to the center, I had for the past couple of weeks, if you've seen me out, you've known that I've been in a wheelchair and everything. They had to push me in the wheelchair, but I was on my knees. So you know how someone's behind you? I was having to face them, my mom, like that, on my knees, holding onto the back of the chair just to get into the treatment center. Because I couldn't walk and I couldn't move and I couldn't nothing. And then you get on the table for them to do it, and you can't move yourself. They have to move you to a certain position for this machine. And it's excruciating. You don't want them to touch you. You don't want them to nothing. And they're having to put your legs in certain spots and your hands have to go a certain way. And it sucks, you know, and there's nothing you can do. And yes, you can make noise and scream and everything and whatever, but they still have to do their job. And they're not doing it to hurt you. They know it hurts, but it's to help you, you know. And that's what I'm saying. If I would have known how painful it was going to be, I would have never said yes. And I think that's why, like going back to what I said, I think that's why the doctors don't say like everything. It's going to be horrible, you know, because they don't want to scare people. And they even told me that, you know, some people don't want to come back for treatments because of how bad it is.
Wow,
you know,
and you made it 30 days of it.
It sucks. Like it's not fun. It's being put inside of an oven, basically.
Yeah. I'm glad that you're talking about it, because I don't even think you really would have a chance to really truly dive into this part of it. Yeah. Because now it's like, damn, I feel bad now. I would text you and be like, how are you feeling today? That's a dumbass question, Ruben. Why the fuck are you asking someone how they feel? But
I think a lot of people thought like they were being annoying, but they weren't. That was my lifeline, was those people like messaging every day or calling or sending messages. Yes, I didn't respond all the time, and it wasn't because I didn't want to. I physically couldn't. Like I couldn't get the energy up to say, again, I feel fine, I feel like this, or I feel like that, or whatever. And so
or even reach for your phone.
There was days that it just rang and I just let it do its thing, and I would just at some point find something comfortable, and I would grab my phone and I would just kind of scroll. I would just doom scroll on TikTok and just go, and that's all I could do. Yeah, you know, that was because the way I would lay in bed was I couldn't even see the TV. Okay, so
that was your lifeline. You're right. That was your only.
And a lot of people were like, you know, we're sorry, we didn't mean to be a bother. And I'm like, you're not a bother. Like it was my escape essentially.
For that one moment.
Talking to people online, or not online, but through text or whatever. And it was my only way of getting out of the house. In a weird way. Yeah. You know?
So that last treatment, do you remember it? Like, do you remember walking out?
I rang the bell.
Peace the fuck out.
Which is very weird to me, ringing the bell. Because do you think of ringing the bell as cancer's done?
Right, it's over. You got it.
It's out of your body. It's no. That just means you finished a part of your treatment. The bell does not mean
it's over. It's gone. We cleaned it out.
It's there. There's a bell that you can ring, and woo, I'm done.
It's just to get that.
I think it's the way for letting that person feel I finished a part of my treatment, but it doesn't mean it's gone. So there is a video of me ringing the bell. Yeah, I haven't posted it because
the perception is then we're going to see
everyone's going to think she's done with cancer. I'm done. But I'm not. I had a scan Monday. From where I guess when this comes out, I'll have already found out. Okay. I don't find out until Thursday if there's anything left. So hopefully when you're seeing this, I'm cancer free. Yeah. Hopefully. That's my hope. That's my.
And your doctors are very positive thinking about that, right? They think that from what we've talked about,
he thinks that everything will be gone when I go in. I had my final 2 scans and blood work and all that. So hopefully, yeah, when this airs, I am celebrating.
When that happens, you are going to feel like fucking Wonder Woman, I bet. Like, you better go do, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of things that you still, it's changed your outlook, and as we've talked about this episode, but
I've done a lot of like, not self-reflection. I don't think that's the right word. Like, I guess a bucket list, but not one where it's like, I need to do this before I die. Like, I feel that I've done so much in San Antonio, and not that I'm ungrateful or anything. I love this city so much. Like, I'm very honored that the city loves me back in that sense. But I want to do so much more. I want to go on tour. I want to travel more. I want to see the world. I've never been able to do that. So I feel like now's my time to do that.
It's like you're born again, really. Like, I've never been in your situation, but I would feel that it's like, all right, I ain't wasting time no more. Like, fuck that. What I want to do is what I want to do.
Life is too short
and fragile.
Because you never know what tomorrow's gonna throw at you. Because tomorrow you could wake up and it's gone. It's all gone, you know? So I've done a lot of that kind of thinking, like, I've just been here. Why have I not
ventured out?
Given my love to other places and things and passions that I've always wanted to do, or, you know, go see or whatever. Because yes, I can do shows every day here and there and, you know, whatever, but going back, it can be taken away so fast. So why not, if I can and I'm able to, when I come back, do it. And go do it, you know? Why not?
On that note, I want to ask you a couple questions as we round it out. So the first thing I want to ask, speaking about reflection, and this is particularly for other performers, right? If they're looking kind of at your journey and trying to mirror the success that you've had in a city, whether it be San Antonio, Vegas, wherever, when you look back on your career, what do you hope people say that you stood for? What do they hope Kristi Waters, and what do you hope they say that you embodied?
I've always been a fighter for other people, like other performers, especially like the ones that are like coming up, the new, like I always call them the kids. And there's a few of the kids, and they know, like, because I call them the kids, they know who they are. Like I see myself in them, and I always want to push them to be better at what they do. So I want to, like, I guess I just want to be known as, and I'm sure everyone has their opinions of me and how they perceive me and whatever.
They always will.
But someone who was kind and just fought for others. You know? I don't think I want to be remembered as like, oh, she was the funny one. Or, or like, I remember she did that. Like I fought for other people. For either respect or kindness or their ability to be seen on stage or in any kind of aspect. I think that's what I would want people to like remember when that day comes.
Yes.
Like far away in another galaxy.
You still got time. Okay. And then the second question, and then I have one more, which is, the second question is, what does winning look like for you 1 year from today? Actually, 1 year
winning?
from like winning in life. So on Thursday, when you find out that you are cancer free, 1 year from that, what do you see is the highest peak that you want to be at, and you'll feel like, all right, I beat cancer, but now I'm fucking winning. What do you see that looking like? You talked about traveling, you talked about touring. Is it that?
Yeah, I think it would be more of like just experiencing life for whatever it is, you know?
Did you not before? Or you were just a workhorse?
And I think that's why I always put everything else off. Put it off. It'll, at some point, I'll fix it. You know, but I look at it like I guess like a car. Like the longer you put it off,
more expensive it's going to
be.
be.
It's going to be expensive, but it's going to break down and it's going to stop working. And at some point, you're going to need a new one. You know, and I don't have a new body that I can have.
Yeah.
So I have to kind of like, you know, fix it while you can. You know, do it now. But I think like in a year, like I want to just be known a lot more. Whether it's for drag or whether it's for something that I don't know what's coming yet.
Yeah.
But just being able to see the world a lot more.
So it's the I guess what stands out to me is spreading your wings, right? And that's another reason why I wanted to bring you on, because this serves as like a time capsule, right? Like you've probably done podcasts before, you've done sit down, you've done interviews before, but I wanted this is such a huge monumental moment in your life that I'm happy that I can be a part of, but more so for you to look back in a year, right? And say like, oh shit, like first off, I beat it. Second off, yeah, I've done XYZ and now I'm in a whole different space. So speaking of a time capsule, I want to end. I if you've seen any of the podcasts, you know I end.
I know what question is coming, and I've been
I've been waiting. No. So, but it's gonna be the same question, but I gear it a little different because I usually ask people if you could speak to younger Kristi, what would you say to her, right? But in this instance, it almost feels fitting to say if you could go back and talk to Kristi at her first show, the night of her first show before going on stage. What would you tell her knowing what you know now about your life? Like, would you tell her, turn around, don't drown? Or would you encourage her to pursue XYZ? And you can talk to me, you can talk to the camera, but I do this because you deserve the moment to reflect on how far you've come. But you also owe it to yourself to tell yourself that, right? And then the little Kristis in the world, like you said, the kids, right? Like, I'm pretty sure there's some performers that eat, breathe, sleep, looking at you and wanting to be you. So I think this is a good moment for you to just reflect on that and yeah, talk to yourself.
I would say like, it's going to be tough in this world. It's a very tough world. This kind of life, the drag life, I guess you could say. It's going to get very dark at some points. But you're going to make it through all of that, you know. Don't worry about all the drama and the bullshit in other people's lives. And do it for others, you know. I don't know. That one's a hard one. Like the other one was easier. I was ready for the other one.
Well, tell me the answer to that one. What would you tell younger Kristi?
That you know, you're going to go through some tough spots in your life, but you're going to come out a lot more successful than you ever thought. So that one was easy. Like,
threw you for a loop.
It's like,
well, because when Kristi was born 20 years ago,
she never wanted to be born in the first place.
Okay.
Yeah,
but that point is that, like, again, well, if she probably had not negative, but she didn't want to do it, right?
Yeah.
You were like, yeah, this is not for me, whatever the case. But yeah, coming up on 20 years in about less than 2 weeks, it's crazy because now I would have never thought. I would have never thought that this is not what you wanted to do. I know that your background is in teaching, and clearly I had no idea you went to Catholic school, but but a lot of the conversations that we've had today, it just makes me so happy because, like, everything makes sense, from your love for theater to your love to being on stage to your family dynamic to what your fight looked like all of those things. I think you don't give yourself enough credit, which again, another reason why, like, this show exists, because people like you are bestowed the responsibility, if you will, to speak your mind, and not everyone has the strength to even talk about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I commend you. I love you. I'm so happy you were here. This episode, it's coming out. The producers don't know this yet, but it's the next episode to come out. So it'll be out before your big comeback on Halloween. So for those of you watching, next week, when you see this, next week will be Kristi's comeback to the stage officially, right? You're performing.
Yeah.
So talk to us about that. It'll be on Halloween night.
On Halloween night, yeah. I've done a few, like, getting into drag, going out, hosting things. I still haven't performed until then. So yeah, Halloween night. Let's be honest, my big Halloween party I have every year. So come out, get tickets.
Come out,
tickets
bring
are on
your
sale.
dollars, bring your family.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be
fun.
amazing. And then the week after that, shameless plug, is Diabetes is a Drag.
Yes.
Kristi is the host.
9th.
November 7th. You keep
7th.
saying
I
9th.
keep saying 9th. Yeah.
That's okay because I say the 8th. November 7th, Diabetes is a Drag. It is a great time. We're already sold out of VIP tables. We're pretty much almost sold out of preferred seating. It is a great time. I'm excited because Kristi will be back and she is our host. She's been the host for the last 5 years. But anyway, again, I can't thank you enough. I'm so happy you came. I made her get in drag for this hour interview
on a Tuesday afternoon.
But again, thank you, and I hope you like the way it turned out. I hope you enjoy all the things that are gonna come from this because everyone and their mother's gonna watch. And yeah,
thank you.
Until next time, we'll see you later. Bye, guys.